We're sorry to butt in, but you got your fighter Jesse on this card. Just tell us about that, man. So step up. It's a step up. Your fighter Jesse.
Look, it's a great card to be on. It's part of being part of the Triple G card. It's going to be awesome. We got to thank obviously taking promotion, Mr. Honda, for being able to pull him in that card. And just the fact that Mr. Honda and a lot of people already asking me about this kid. It's great. Little by little. He's only 5-0, but and just turned 18 this year. So little by little, we're gonna start bringing him up little by little.
Robert, I know Gennady steps into the ring tomorrow, but given that he wins, he expressed yesterday how he felt that there was a 10% chance that he would fight Canelo himself in September. What do you make of that as a trainer when a fighter's saying that about his opponent? Do you take much out of it? I know you're not in his team, but what do you make of it?
Look, I think the fight will happen. It just generates so much money that Canelo himself, Golden Boy, are not gonna let that fight go. It's a fight that generates so much money, and obviously for Triple G, it also generates the biggest purses that Triple G can get. But all that thing going back and forth, the lawsuits now, this and that, whatever it is, whatever I've been reading, it probably does affect the fight. But I still think the fight happens.
Should it be smart that they jump into it in September, just right off the bat?
I think so. I think it should happen in September.
Picture?
Claro.
Siempre te vemos en YouTube. Siempre trabajo aquí, pero luego
qué bueno.
What do you make of Canelo's the knee injury? He has some kind of knee injury.
I'm not really sure what really happened there. I read a little bit about him having a surgery in his knee, but I'm sure he should be fine. I don't think he talked about it before until the surgery, but it must be something minor.
Robert, quick update on Mikey. I'm hearing that he's going to move back down to 135. Robert,
that's the word right now. As of now, I think Mike's going to defend his title 135. Word is it could be Easter. Right now, I'm not really 100% sure because I haven't seen Mikey or talked to him in a couple of weeks. But if it is, we'll be ready for Easter.
Yeah. What do you make of Easter? Staples Center too.
Well, that'd be nice. Staples Center. Here in LA, Mikey hasn't fought here since probably 6 or 7 years.
Wow.
So it'll be like a homecoming for Mikey. I think it'd be nice to be here in LA.
Yeah.
Robert, sounds like maybe you guys talked about it already, but just quickly, we were listening. Rumor came out yesterday that Dana White could possibly be signing Mikey. I don't know. Can you comment on that
Look,
at all?
I know Mikey's very smart about it, and he already went through his legal problems with a promoter, and I don't think Mikey wants to get into a marriage with a promoter unless it's well worth it. I haven't talked to Mikey about it. Only what I've been reading, people have been calling me. But all I can say is, if it makes sense, then Mikey's going to do something. If not, I know Mikey's very smart, and Mikey's doing very well on his own, making the money that he would never be making with any promoter. Until I see Mikey and I ask him and see what's going on, then I'll know more. But I know Mikey's very smart, and if he ends up doing something like that, it's because it's well worth it.
You don't seem too big on the idea.
Well, no. Actually, I'll be. Look, the thing is that right now, the way things look with Mikey, very promising, and Dana White showing interest, and honestly, other promoters too, showing a lot of interest. I know in the position Mikey is, but Mikey's very smart about it, and if he could continue doing it by himself and making the purses that he's been making, he doesn't really need a promoter. Like I said, unless it's something out of this world where he can't say no to, then that's the only way Mikey will probably end up signing with Dana or any other promoter.
Real quick, not to beat the Canelo situation up anymore, but you've been in that situation with Fernando Vargas. What advice can you give Canelo, man, to kind of come back and reclaim his legacy? A lot of people feel it's going to be tarnished because he took the hair test. It came back negative. Does that vindicate him? What do you make of the situation now?
Canelo doesn't need my advice. Canelo is already a superstar worldwide, not only in Mexico but worldwide, and a little bit of everything helps him even more. We see other. He already is a world champion. He already is a superstar. We have other younger fighters that are trying to be the one day with a lot more negative things or a lot more to prove. Canelo's already proven to be a great world champion, one of the best Mexicans at the moment. So advised, keep his head up, and get ready for whoever he fights and try to knock anybody out. In the ring, people want to see him in the ring, and we want to see him in real fights, and that's all that matters. Whatever happens on the outside, people will forget, and all they want to see is have him get good fights.
How does Charlo fit into the division, and how does he match up against the opponent?
Charlo's the real deal, man. Charlo's very dangerous for anybody at 160. The only difference is, HBO, Showtime, and obviously PBC, and being able to work things out with Golden Boy. I don't know if that's possible or anything like that. But Charlo's a real deal, and I think Charlo's a real threat to anybody at 160.
Abel was expressing that since Jacobs is calling him out, that he should just fight Jacobs and kind of prove that he has beaten somebody notable to get the opportunity instead of just being the mandatory and calling out Golovkin, that he should kind of earn it to fight someone like that.
I think Abel has a point, and Abel's right, but the thing is that nowadays with this business, they don't really care about the mandatories and purse bids and all of that. People make, promoters, the TV network, they make the fights that are easy to make and that are gonna make sense. So if those fights are easy to make, depending on TV networks and all that, if they're able to make them, then who cares about the mandatories or who cares about purse bids? Just let's just see those fights happen. I think there's so many fights at 160 that could happen. I think between 5 or 6 top middleweights right now, we could have 4 or 5 years of them fighting each other and making a lot of money, and that's what this business is all about.
Robert, tell us about Genaro Gomez, a young fighter, man. He looks spectacular.
That kid that kid is something special, man. I'm telling you, that kid's something special. We have really good plans for him with Golden Boy, and Golden Boy's done a great job. He's also had a few negative things about him when he hasn't been able to make weight, but we're working on that. Right now he's motivated, and hopefully we could have a date for him next, because he could be the real deal.
You talked about this already. What did you think about when you heard Canelo's hair test come back negative?
Look, for what I've heard and what I know, people do inject that, whatever it is into cows back home. Like I'm telling you, I've told you guys before. I have friends that have cattle back home, and they do that. So they even told me they've told me the color of the meat. When you're buying it, you kind of know which one. Yeah, so gotta stay away from that. And if Canelo's a human being, if he's out in the street, and he goes to eat at a restaurant, he doesn't know what if he has, he doesn't know what they're feeding him, or if he goes to eat some tacos in the street corner, he doesn't know.
That's the crazy thing, Robert. A lot of speculation.
It could happen to anybody.
A lot of speculation that he might have done that when he was with Bill Clinton. And you're not going to turn down a meal from the president.
Look, come on, man. Look, or on his time off. If he's on his time off back home, and I'm sure Guadalajara has a lot of tacos in the taco stands in the corners. So I'm sure he loves those tacos too. He's human. Just as he's Canelo and he's a superstar, doesn't mean he's going to be eating at nothing but fancy restaurants. He could still enjoy some tacos and restaurants that you don't know what kind of meat they have. So I support him, man.
When the hair sample came back negative, was that kind of justification for Canelo fans? Kind of look, he did all he could.
That way, he went and proved everybody wrong. And look, like I'm telling you, he's got all the right to do it, especially on his time off. People do worse things, man.
Well, how does that change the rematch in September?
Well, the only difference now is the going back and forth. I don't know if there's going to be lawsuits between then that could hurt the rematch. But I still think it's a fight that should happen. I think it's a fight that should happen and hopefully happens in September.